Hi again, welcome to the garage. I'm Pierre. This is a review. I ordered myself some Banggood drill bits. Since I'm doing lots of work on special alloys, harder metals, and tougher stuff, I need something that can perform pretty good. So when I find a good deal, I'm gonna share it with you. So these from 1.5 to 10 millimeters, I would say are excellent drills. They can go through, let's say, tough materials. If you ever try to go through saw blades, they're from pretty tough to pretty much tougher. So if you can use drill bits to perform these kinds of operations, then you're pretty good. You're a pretty good situation. I'll be comparing them to some more ordinary stuff. They're high-speed steel, titanium coated drill bits from Canadian Tire here in Canada. That's pretty common sets. And in the States, they got the Harbor Freight titanium nitride, covered split point drill bits. I'll be using the original grinds for the three of them, the three types, and I'll be pushing them to their limits. So if you want to see how it goes, just stay with me. And also, if you're interested, just before I forget, I put the link down in the description box, so you don't have to look to the site and look for hours and don't get the same one. They're available for about $15 US for 15 drill bits, and I would say about $20 Canadian for the same same thing in Canada. Delivered to your door. I mean, that's postage included. For the quality of the drill bits, I'm pretty satisfied with them. Also, the video on this may be a little lengthy to my to my own fancy, but I will have every drill bit going into every operations, and take care and listen to the sound they do. It gives you a pretty good indication of how a drill bit works, and how's the feel and as it gets into it, penetrates into the metal. So you'll be not just seeing the end results, but see how it gets there. Let's just go and see how it performs. For this, I'm going to be using three different drills. They're all high-speed steel. This is a Canadian Tire on the first one there. The one in the middle is the Harbor Freight one, and this one is the one coming from Banggood. This one is claimed to be having some cobalt added, and these ones are not claiming anything, titanium oxide or some kind of a coating on them, but nothing for the inside. So let's see how they perform in the different types of material. And them being 135 degrees on the end, they're measured with the angle guide. They're more meant for harder materials, like hardened materials or heat treated materials, or let's say more hardenable or hardened alloys. Let's see about it. Okay, we'll see how this goes. This bar is heat treated 4140. It tests about 26 on the Rockwell meter. Let's make a hole in this. This is the Canadian Tire drill. We'll be running about 280 RPMs, which is reasonable speed for this type of speed and size. I'll be using some cutting oil. This is regular cutting oil. So far, so good. I'm stopping briefly to stop the chips from growing too big. It's working hard. Okay, that's done. I'm not going to do any timing on this. I'll be just checking on the how it goes. Canadian Tire, the first one. The one there is Harbor Freight. See how this one performs. And we'll just line up the holes one after the other. That'll be good enough. Same speed. Oops. Let's go the right direction. Okay, Harbor Freight right there. This one is kind of doing some funny crackling noise a little bit once in a while. Not too bad. So far it's going good. It's going in. Chips aren't as nice though. Here's some, the crackling noise a little bit more than the other drill. Let's see. We'll check the ends after. Okay, this was the Harbor Freight. There's a little bit of heat in there. And now let's try the, this is a 6.5 from Banggood. This one's been used a few times. It's not perfectly new. Right direction this time. Okay, let's make some. Oops. I'm drilling in the same area, so it's chips look nicer. Texture of the chip is finer. Smoother feeling on the entry also. We'll check the holes later. Let's try something else now. Okay, next thing to try. I've got this saw blade. This is 36 Rockwell C. Tested the actually tested by myself. So it's kind of hard to. And no, I'm not gonna hold this with my fingers. Let's try the first one with the Canadian Tire. See how it performs. Always the same speed. We'll have a little bit of a. We'll put them in a row there, so we'll see a good comparison. Okay. It's actually going in. Not too bad, I would say. Now we'll be trying the Harbor Freight. It's same speed, 280 RPMs. Same area. It's going in. It's pretty much more crackling though. Let's try the Banggood one. Very smooth entry though. That was fast. Okay, this is Canadian Tire, Harbor Freight, and Banggood. Next one, 44 Rockwell C actually measured here. Let's try the same order again. Okay, Canadian Tire. I just wrote on the end what it was. Little dab of oil. It's going in. It's having a little bit more problems than before. 44 is starting to be kind of harder. Let's try the Harbor Freight now. Good thing I got pliers to hold. Okay, not very far, in the same area. It's starting to go in. I'm applying much more pressure, and it's not going in anymore. I mean, I'm leaning on the arm. Sorry, but that doesn't cut it. So Harbor Freight, that's where it stops. Let's try Banggood now. Comes in very easy though. Even easier than Canadian Tire. So Banggood would be good for you know, one step higher. I'm pretty sure of it. Let's try to find something harder. We're gonna upper the challenge a little bit. We'll keep the Canadian Tire there. The Harbor Freight's eliminated because it's not cutting down to the 44 Rockwell C blade, and we'll keep the Banggood Cobalt drill. Remember, these ones already been through the harder stuff yet, but let's try with this one, Canadian Tire, and we'll be slowing down a little bit. Just an order. We're getting harder, so like getting harder mean getting a little bit slower. We're about 200 RPMs, and okay, we'll use some oil. Starting no pilot hole. So 47 Rockwell. See, it's just been tested. So, and we're going in. So far, so good. I'm getting with more strength though to try to push it in. I think that's as far as it goes. So Canadian Tire is eliminated at this point. It doesn't do the 47. We'll show the tips after. See if there's anything good or wrong with them. Naturally, I won't start the hole in the same area. Let's try the Banggood one now. Moving a little bit aside. Same speed, 200 RPMs. Let's see how it performs. So this is 47. It's going in. So far, so smooth. Surprisingly, it's going in. Let's remove the chips. We're about to go through. That went through. Wow, that's not bad at all. Okay, now this is 55 Rockwell. See, it's getting hard. Let's hold this good. Okay, let's go again with the oops. It's always the same bit I'm using. 200 IPMs, and this is 55 Rockwell C. Let's see if we're going in. It's making chips, and I'm not sure we're going any further than this. I'm starting to apply much more pressure, but that's not going in. Surprisingly, it got the surface, but it's not going in anymore. So it got to 47, but not to 55. I don't have anything in between, but let's say that if you go to 50, you'll be lucky with this. And let me tell you, 50 is hard stuff. You know, graded boats are not all even that hard. Okay, we're back from the milling machine. We started with something easier. This is 4140 heat treated. I got a Rockwell meter, so I tested the Rockwell on the C scale 26. Second test was 36 Rockwell C on this saw blade. The Black & Decker blade was Rockwell 44. This was 47, and this was 55. So let's see how they perform. So if we get first test, Canadian Tire, Harbor Freight, and Banggood, they did good. I mean, they didn't cry too much. The feeling was maybe a little easier on the Banggood because it had a better cutting edge. Canadian Tire followed pretty close behind, and Harbor Freight was a little bit more, hectic a little bit. Next step, we go up to 36 Rockwell C. This is where a lot of boats or hardware are hardened. Let's say grade 8 and things like that. They're between 30 and 35, or around this area. So if you have to make holes into those kind of hardware, maybe you need some good quality drills. The Canadian Tire first, no problems at all. Harbor Freight did pretty good too. The Banggood smoothly again too. We're going to be starting some demarcation a little bit into the next step. This is a 44 Rockwell C, and it's measured. It's actually measured. It's not just something like a pretend. Canadian Tire did it. Was not too bad. Just kind of the Harbor Freight. Even I was getting almost all my weight on the quill, and that wouldn't go in. It started a little bit, but it died there, and it wouldn't go anymore. The Banggood was going good, and no problems at all. Pretty smoothly too. After that, we kind of upped the challenge a little bit. This is a 47 Rockwell C piece of coupon I have. Been tested again too. The Canadian Tire, I mean, even all my weight on the quill, that wouldn't go down. I mean, that wouldn't make it. The Banggood drill did pretty good. It actually was pretty smooth too. And remember, the every drill before had drill all the other steps. So they had some some usage on it. Last step, just I wanted to see how far this would go. I would have liked to have something between maybe 50, 51 Rockwell, but I didn't have any coupons, and it was going to be a big job to prepare something. This is a 55 Rockwell C hardness tested. The Banggood, the 6.5 millimeter, which did all the testing, all the steps and all the parts there, that didn't go. And I tried just to see if getting a new one. This is a 6 millimeter. See if it was going to go in or not. Neither one went into the 55 Rockwell C part there. Let me tell you, this is pretty hard. This is something that you would start using carbide for a while, So if I recommend the Banggood drills, sure, with no reserve. I mean, it's a good drill. It's just like a Canadian, about 20 bucks. I would say $15, $16 US or something like that. But everything is going to be shown on the screen. I'll have some some pictures, and also go into the description box if you want some of those. I recommend them for hard metals, alloys, and the tougher to make parts. This is the maybe one of the last steps you go before you're going to be using some carbide, solid carbide drills. One little thing that I would maybe ask more about this thing, it would be difficult a little bit. They send you the whole kit in a little bag, so I had to make my little stand to put them in. So because you end up with a bunch of drills that are just in the bottom of the drawer. So with a little stand like that, they're nice. Or if they could supply a little a little case or something, that would be nice. This is a Canadian Tire. This is Harbor Freight. This is a 6.5 millimeter Banggood. This is a 6 millimeter Banggood. The edges on this one here, not too bad. I mean, it's I've been through just being jammed into something too hard for it. So considering that, I think that could be probably able to go to softer materials. It would need a good sharpening to do an optimal job though. The Harbor Freight there, the edges are like kind of turned up and worn out, and I wouldn't trust that too much for anything good. Canadian Tire is like between the two. It's still not very usable. Need a good sharpening, but that would go back and work again for live another day, like I say.